Hey, what's up, survivalists? It's Shay from TeamWnJ here to improve your animations and tell your stories. Welcome to episode 11 of the Levaslier production diary. As usual, you can find a list of the topics we'll be going over in the description down below, but other than that, make sure you skip forward if you don't want to wait for me to set up. If you're new to the live streams, I usually live stream my progress with Levaslier every Thursday, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay notified. If you're not, welcome back. Before I talk about anything, please read the description. I may elaborate on stuff later on because I just go on about stuff live and I don't think about what I'm saying. Okay, cool. Yeah, let me hop off of my main menu. Can anyone check if it's actually live right now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait, no, I can see it. Never mind. It's all good.
Oh, wait.
For once, I can actually see it being live, yeah.
Okay, great.
Actually, is it private? Can you guys just hop onto the stream just so I know it's up? Oh, right, I forgot. With me today is, Eric and Harry. Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Essentially, what I'll be doing today is I'll be finishing up my work in After Effects. I'll be showing you guys how I work with different passes. And then I'll be doing some setup for rendering in Cinema 4D. And finally, I'll probably pop into Minecraft if I have time, just to get some more buildings done. These topics that we're going to go over today that aren't related to TeamWnJ or Levaslier are the same topics as last week, because last week we didn't really have the chance to go through them properly. Hopefully we will be able to get it through this week. Let me actually get some work done while I still can, because I'm in a rush right now. Quick, alert. Hold on, my phone just lit up. Quick update with what's going to happen next week. I'm actually going to return back to Hong Kong, so I won't be able to live stream, maybe. Still not certain yet. I hope I can, but there's a high likelihood that I won't be able to. In the scenario where I can't live stream, what I'll do instead, I'll probably end up doing some sort of like Minecraft in real life VFX video, just to like take up some time. What I'm doing right now is I'm importing various different passes into After Effects, and these have been exported as PNG sequences from Cinema 4D. And so what I have is the beauty pass, which is just the way it's supposed to look, without any effects applied to it. And then I also have a depth pass, which calculates the depth channel so you can see what's in the foreground and what's in the background. The depth pass uses a black and white mask, meaning white is visible, black is invisible. And we can use this to our advantage because we can add some extra blur to it. Let me show you what I mean. So first, we'll create a new composition using our footage here, and I'll drag the depth pass on top of it. So this here right now is the depth pass. Underneath this is the beauty pass. With the depth pass, we can actually create a new adjustment layer, name this blur, put this underneath the pass, and set the track matte to inverted luma. And on the adjustment layer, you can add a Gaussian blur effect. Make sure repeat edge pixels are checked, and then once you add this blur, you can see that it actually adds some extra blur to the background. So that's how you can fake depth of field in Cinema 4D. I'm also going to add an extra adjustment layer and call this RSMB. This is where I'll be adding the effect RSMB, which stands for Real Smart Motion Blur, and this just adds the whole extra topping on the cake. That's essentially all I have to do in After Effects, unless I have some very specific stuff I want to do. Say if I need some VFX for like fire, or if something's clipping like that leg, I might have to go fix that. I mean, that clipping on the leg is a really small issue. I'm not sure how many people would notice if I don't call it out. Yo, it seems the stream is lagging really badly right now. Harry, can you look at the stream and see if you can tell that the thing is peeking through his leg? Like, if you weren't looking out for it, would you be able to see it?
I don't think I will, but it's better if you check.
Because I know it's there, because I'm able to see this over and over.
Little bit. Okay, yeah.
That. Oh, fuck me. Hold on, it's gone. Shit, I'm on Chrome. Hold on. I'm messing up on it. Yeah, this little bit here.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But could you see it on your first playthrough, or did I have to point it out for you? Because if I have to point it out, I can let that slip.
No. First playthrough.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just figuring out the best way to fix this.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
Alright, let me try to fix this then, since I have time.
Yep.
What I'll do is I'll create a mask around, hold on, my Chrome seems to be frozen. Okay, cool. We're back. What I'm going to do is create a mask around another part and kind of use it as a bandage. So, let me show you what I mean. Bandage. I almost wrote bangage. So I'm going to draw a mask around this. For anyone who doesn't know After Effects, a mask basically means that in this area, only that is visible. So if I disable everything else, that's the only thing that's visible. And I'm going to simply take that and I'll move it into where it clips. And I think it's around there. Oh, well, we're going to have a problem. Oh, that's fine, actually. I can... No, I got this. I can use this and set a freeze frame on it, too. If this is a perfect frame, I might be able to cheat this quite a lot. Let's see. Okay, first of all, we got some problems with this bandage not really looking right. That's fine. We just shift this in a tad bit. Cool. Now that blends in perfectly. We're going to use a freeze frame here by going up to time and freeze frame. And then we can motion track that on after. Yep, let's do that. So we'll select the original base layer, and we'll use that as a motion track layer. We're going to create a new null object, and we'll put all the track data onto the null object, and we'll parent everything onto the track object, the null object. I'm getting really technical here. I'm hoping people don't get lost. Hey, what's going on? We got 5 people in the live stream. We'd love to see who you guys are. Hold on. I can't talk today. We'd love to see who you guys are. Feel free to leave some comments. What are you guys doing? What are you guys up to? See how I can help. DZ Akinov says, spoilers. Not really. This is literally one of the first shots. This is the second shot, so there's not really much happening right now. He's on his horse and he's riding. That's it. All I'm trying to do here is trying to show you guys what I'm doing in After Effects and all the work that goes into visual effects, since that is my my area of expertise. Let me do the motion track now. People who have never used After Effects are going to get very intimidated by this whole layout, but it's actually really, really easy to use. Anyone who's not using After Effects, I really recommend it. It can save your life when you make mistakes in cinema and you can't afford to go back and fix it. Basically what the motion tracker does is that it looks at a point and it follows it throughout the entire footage. So right now I'm going to mark this point right here. The center point is what it will look at. The middle square is what it will look at and track. The bigger square is where it will look. And you don't want this to be like massive because it'll take forever to track one single point. So I know that it stays within this box. So the second I hit play, it's going to automatically track that point. And there we go. That's a pretty decent track. Yep, I'm going to edit the target so that it sets onto the track null down here. Press OK, and that's the red one. And so now this red track, if we go back here. Oh, I forgot to hit apply, sorry. I have to hit apply here. Apply. Yes. Now this red null object will stay on the point. Finally, let's take this bandage fix over here. So here's our bandage. We're going to use the pick whip over here and parent this over to the track object, and that should stay on. Looks like we've got a pretty messed up track going on right now because it's falling everywhere. And it's also, I know why. It's also because I haven't tracked the rotation. So let's undo everything we've done so far and retrack the motion tracker. And see here, it's only check position. We're going to check rotation as well. And we're just going to find another point that it can easily track. Let's say this one. I'm not sure if that will actually track or not, but we'll see. Let's hit analyze. Oh, analyze backwards. There we go. All right, looks like it stayed. And hit apply again. Okay. Now it will track the rotation. And we'll just pick whip this back down to track. And look at that. There you go. It stays more or less. For anyone who's just joining the stream, we have 6 people in the stream right now. You may not know what I'm doing. Essentially, this thing here, this little bit, that's not there. I've put that in there using After Effects to cover up some mistakes that I've made. So that's a small part fixed. I see a little bit of a flash going on there. Let me see if I can get away with. Yeah, I can get away with that. I'm just gonna cheat that really quickly. So as the flash comes in, I'm gonna set an opacity, and as it passes, I'm gonna set another one, and this will just keyframe the opacity down so that it's transparent. There we go. And a lot of doing this visual effects stuff is it's a lot of problem solving. It's like math. Once you learn all the tools of math, then you learn how to apply them into different situations. And this is basically visual effects. So everything that I'm doing right now is just an accumulation of all the experiences that I've had. Let me make a new track on the same bandage, actually, and I can track this bit here. Actually, I might be able to cheat this quite a lot. Let me see. I select a big chunk like that. Now feather it out just a little bit as well. Not even. 0. Let's see if that actually fixes anything. Oh no, it actually looks like it bugged out. Alright, let's not do that then. Yeah, that bugged out. We'll select a small chunk around here. Oh, okay, I know what I'm doing wrong. So I can't use the same bandage. I'm gonna have to recreate a new one. I'll just duplicate that. That's Control D. Bandage 2. And we'll freeze this one as well. I can see the potential of me using another bandage. So I'm just gonna duplicate that again. And now I should be able to just take this on like so. Also, this is like the rare times in a live stream where I'm actually getting some work done. You guys can feel free to chime in to say anything else that isn't my technical stuff if you want to break it up a little bit. Because I know not everyone follows what I'm doing when it comes to After Effects as well. I'm talking to you, Harry, and Eric.
Oh, no, it's alright. I've been with the same
Sorry?
After Effects class with you.
Yeah, just for anyone else on the live stream who's not really following. But I mean, I guess this is still kind of valuable if you're doing animation to know how to fix their mistakes. It's funny, now that I think about it, they don't really teach you how to bandage stuff in school, do they?
I don't think so.
Yeah. But it's one of the most, like, useful things to know. Which is weird they don't teach you it. Alright, just a bit left, it seems. Yep, got one more bandage left and it should work. And I'm doing this instead of re-rendering it in Cinema. There's usually 2 reasons for me to do this. It's because, 1, it would take even longer in Cinema. Because of either render time or it just wouldn't be possible. That or I don't have the file anymore. Usually it's the prior, but yeah, no, this would take way too long to render again. So I'm just not gonna bother rendering again. I'm just gonna fix this in After Effects. Alright, so it's more or less in place. I can see it slipping every now and then. I might have to do another track for the top. which is entirely fine. It's just, if I can get away with cheating it, I'm not going to. Or I might do something like that just to help it out. Alright, so you can see something moving there, but it's not too bad. Also, when the light passes through, I need to do the opacity thing again. Looks like we don't need this anymore. Let's take a look at the opacity. So it's here. We need to set a keyframe for all of these and all of these. And then here we have to set all these down to 0. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a problem with that peeking out. So on this and that, we won't be able to set the opacity. Let's undo these. Yep, that's gonna look a bit funny if I don't change the brightness of it. So we'll use the brightness effect. Oh, and I've pressed the wrong button. Hold on. I can only do it to one at a time, actually. Brightness and contrast, that's it. We're going to keyframe brightness here and here to be its default value. If I can find the brightness. Effects, brightness, keyframe, and then in the middle we'll make this go dark. And we can ping pong it by turning the eyeball here on and off, just to see how much different it is. Still, I think I might need to play with the hue a little bit as well. Or saturation, rather. Oh. Okay, that's a bit dark at the moment, actually. And we don't have to get this exact, because no one can see the original anyway. It's just, as long as it doesn't look strange. Alright, that looks cool. And then this, again, brightness. To fix this little bit of strangeness might actually be easier, because I can put on a feathering of 5 pixels. So yeah, see how that blends it in a bit more? That still looks a bit unnatural to me. I'm going to try pushing it to 20. Yep, that looks a bit better to me. Just making sure that nothing actually peeks out. I can see a tad bit of it, and that's a bit worrying. But I can cheat it like that, kind of. Let's roll with that. Let's watch it from a distance and see if we can spot any problems. After I hide everything here. Cool. Save and play. Okay, so I can see that naturally that's a bit darker, and I know exactly why. It's because I forgot to keyframe the brightness value over there. So basically, because I didn't do the keyframe, it doesn't animate, so the brightness doesn't change. If I set the keyframe for brightness here, -69, go back here to 0, and here to 0, now it ramps up from -69 to 0. Let's play it again and watch for any strangeness. If you have a very keen eye, I would see a little bit of it. Harry, Eric, do you see anything weird on his leg?
Just give it a bit.
Yeah.
The screen
It's gonna take some time to catch up. I can see it because I know exactly where to look, and it's only for like a frame.
Oh, I think I see it too. I think it's past the shadows.
Shadows is actually alright.
Is it?
Yeah. Like, I can get away with it. I know what you're talking about, but I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Harry, do you see anything clipping through?
He left.
He left? Oh, his internet must have died. Yeah.
I don't think I see where the problem is.
Alright.
Or like where you're trying to say.
Yeah, here's the problem. Wait for the video to pause and I'll zoom in. It's like the ghost of a little bit of a clipping. Like, I'm able to see that because I'm watching it, like, not through the bad live stream. And because I've got a pretty big monitor. But because it only flashes for a frame, I may be able to get away with it. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
Is it still lagging? It says I've, yeah, it says I have a bad video setting. I'm gonna go fix that later on.
I didn't see that at all.
You didn't see it at all? Good. I need to keep it that way.
No.
Dude, you reminded me. So I was in class the other day, and my lecturer was like, "Oh, you should get some more VFX done." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure, let's get it done." And so I'll start working on some VFX done. And I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm bandaging stuff out, and then I go, "Hey, check this out." And the lecturer comes over. He goes, "What'd you do?" And that's when you know you've done it well. When the lecturer can't tell what you've done, and it's visual effects work, you've done it good.
That's true. Unless he wasn't paying attention.
No, you don't tell them what to look for. You just say, "Hey, watch this," and they'll watch it. Just like they don't know what you do, right? So they'll intentionally try to look for it, and they won't find it. That's when you've done it good. All right, let's start moving on to the final scene of cluster 1 here. This is shot 1C. Let's take the RSMB. Oh, forgot to turn RSMB back on, actually. Ooh, what happened? Ah, RSMB doesn't register like that. Pre-compose 1B VFX. RSMB. Cool. I'm pretty sure you guys don't use RSMB, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on how it does what it does. Alright, anyone in the live stream? This is RSMB. Whoops. Lagging. Cool. Let's watch how this looks. Is Harry back?
Nope.
Maybe he's still watching the stream. I don't know. In the next shot, I see the clipping with the leg as well, but I don't think... I think the center of attention is on the sword, and so it draws away from the leg. I may be able to get away with that. That being said, though, it would be best if I fix it. It's just whether I have to or not.
Ooh, that's rather noticeable.
No, but if you watch the shot in real time, you're not actually looking at his leg, you're looking at the dagger. Because the shot before it, he pulls it out, and the shot after it, like, that's the sharpest thing in the entire, pun not intended, the sharpest thing color-wise in the entire shot. So your eyes kind of naturally drawn to that. But because I don't hide the fact that it's clipping through his leg, if you do choose to look there, you will see it. That is a thing.
Right. Then I'll pretend not to notice it.
I have to calculate how, like, okay, first of all, it's whether it's worth fixing or not. And then secondly, it's how do I fix it? Like, where do I stamp it out from? Alright, yeah, I know how to fix that. Now it's just whether I should or not. I feel like I can get away with not. Yeah, cool. Because I have to work on the other shots as well, so I don't have time to be doing this one shot. Whoop. Alright, let's start getting
what
some
I
rendering
missed.
done. Welcome back, Harry.
Yeah, thanks. What did I miss?
Excuse me. My lip started bleeding.
Oh, good.
I finished the shot just now, and I moved on to the next shot, and the leg it's still clipping through the leg, but it's not very noticeable unless you look. Once you look, you can never unsee it. But I think because your eye is drawn to something else, that nobody will look there. So I'm gonna pretend that doesn't exist.
Sure.
Don't look.
Yeah, just don't look there.
That's don't look.
Also need to leave some stuff for
for the
the critics, you know.
Hmm.
They can call me lazy when they see that.
Because you are.
Yeah, because I am. Alright, cool. I can get this done. Let's render this out. While it's rendering, let's move on to some of the topics of the live stream. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
We are 26 minutes in, and we're getting onto our first actual topic. First one is a message to lazy people who don't know what to do with their life. I think that's Harry. But it's not meant for him actually. It's my aunt told me that her son, or my nephew, is that right? Yeah, my nephew, who's a bit, I think he's autistic. He actually watches some of my videos, which is really interesting.
Oh, that's nice.
The thing is though, he doesn't do much all day, and all he does is play games, and he stays up at night, and he doesn't want to go to school the next morning, and he's not being very productive. And so they were asking me how I came to be so productive. And that got me thinking, because I was on the same boat a while ago too. When I was younger, all I did was play games and pretend to work by making YouTube videos. And I wasn't even doing YouTube seriously. I thought that if I could get big on YouTube, that I could play games for the rest of my life. Which is flawed logic. And it's also like, how can you get big on YouTube if you just want to get big on YouTube? That doesn't happen. Anyway, so I realized pretty early on that if, instead of just playing games, if I said that I was working and I was actually trying to do something with my games, that it would be considered work, and it's not just gaming. That's what I said to you last live stream, I think. Because I said, what do you do all day? And you play games all day. So if you could turn gaming into something that gets you money, then it's no longer, you don't have to feel bad about playing games. You know, you want to get up and you want to play games because you get money playing games, and you get fun as well. Instead of, I need to do homework, I don't want to do the homework, now I gotta play games. And then after you finish playing 10 hours of Skyrim, you go, oh shit, I'll play 10 hours of Skyrim. Right? You don't want to feel that way.
Right.
So to be productive is to take the thing that you love the most and do that to make money. That's what I would say. Any input?
No. No, I think that's a good point.
That's just the gist of gamers on YouTube.
It's not even just gamers, I think. It's like, I think
it's
anyone
more
who does something on a schedule is always more productive than people who aren't. Like, for me, I make 3 weekly uploads every day. That gets me on the edge, because I know I need to get a video done fast, like, right now. Because I also have, like, homework to do, I also have Levaslier to do, and I also have other stuff to do. I feel that if you put time pressure on yourself, and you set a schedule, even if it's, like, one thing to do per week. That's how I started, right? Remember, at the start of the year, I did 1 video per week. If you task yourself with making, like, 1 10-second video a week, you would get very good at making 10-second videos, like, fast. I mean, not 10 second, maybe like a minute video. A minute might be a lot, I don't know. 30-second video in a week. So you write, shoot, and edit in a week, 30 seconds. Every week. You're gonna get really damn good at making stuff. And even if it's just like a small thing, it also keeps you active, so you know that you always have something to do.
Right.
and you don't feel bad about doing it as well because you like making films, for example. Let's think of what, like, Harry, what can you do to, like, in that situation?
So in the situation where I don't feel like doing anything but, those things?
More like, yeah. In a situation where you don't feel like doing anything, how do you usually get yourself to do things? Or do you just not?
Usually I try getting through the activities I do in those things, and then get straight back to work.
What do you mean the
It's
activities?
time consuming. So, for example, I go on YouTube to procrastinate.
Oh, seems my Discord has died off. I'm gonna have to reboot my Discord. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I just cut him off by accident there. I fired up Premiere so I can actually put in my recently rendered footage and see how it works.
I finished watching everything.
Sorry, my Discord died. Could you repeat what you said?
So, for example, I like watching YouTube, right?
Yeah.
But I do have work.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna get through everything on YouTube and go back to work.
Doesn't that usually, like, I feel you too, but, like, doesn't that, if you watch one YouTube video and you're like, oh, this one video on my feed seems interesting, doesn't that take you down a spiral of YouTube videos? And you realize 3 hours later that you've gone from how to mine wood in Minecraft to why are walruses in space? Like, is that just me?
Yeah. That's why when at some point I'll say, okay, I've been like 3 hours in this, I gotta stop.
Yeah. I just got a comment from Jalara Studio saying, I've come across the advice again and again that consistency is one of the most important things with any project, especially the ones that you want to see grow. Yeah, that's something I push a lot. If you go back a few live streams, you see how important I talk about consistency. And consistency is especially important for me as a YouTuber because, think about it this way, right? What YouTube loves the most is watch time. It's how long someone watches your video, right? And you want to increase your watch time. What's the best way to increase watch time is to pump out videos on a weekly basis, or like pump out as many videos you can on a weekly basis to get people to come back onto your channel and start watching. And you know how we just finished talking about how you watch one video and you like ended up watching 3 hours of videos? Well, that one video that got you to click in the first place is going to get promoted a lot. Because of that one video, they cause you to watch 3 hours more worth of stuff. So it's not just the 3 minutes you watched on that video, it's the 3 hours afterwards that counts in. And so when you have a weekly schedule, like me, for example, I have 3 uploads per week. And you guys all know this. You guys know that at 10 p.m. on Thursday, my time, Australian time, I do live streams. And so at 10 p.m., you log on and you watch my live streams. And you stay for however long the live streams are. That's cool. And then afterwards, you're going to go see another video on the side. You're going to click on that video, and you click on that video, and click on that video. And it just takes you on a big old trip throughout YouTube. And that helps with watch time, not for just me, but for YouTube. And then YouTube will see that, and it's going to promote me back. And when I have a schedule like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know to come back Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And you know that that's going to put you on a whole spiral and a trip on YouTube. And that's a secret to growth on YouTube. It's consistency. Now, if I did 5 videos a week, not only is that 5 times the the watch time that I'm getting, it's also 5 times the amount of people that going into like different trips on YouTube. So the more video you upload, quantity matters more than quality. Also, it's not that quality doesn't matter. It's that if I make 10 videos every day for a week straight, I'm gonna get really damn good at making videos. And so, quality scales with quantity as well. Let's see, Spiral, Jalara Studios says Spiral is a very good word for it, happens all the time. Yeah, spiral into YouTube, yeah. I find that it happens to me the most on Facebook. Because what happens is, I work on a lot of film sets and like a lot of different film studios and whatnot. And so a certain client is gonna say, "Hey Julian, can you do ABC for me?" I go, "Okay," and I go onto Facebook.com and I reply to the message and I press enter and I'm waiting for the reply. As I'm waiting for the reply, I'm scrolling down the feed, and then 2 hours later, I realize that I've been scrolling down the feed the entire 2 hours and my work hasn't actually been touched, even though they've already replied. So I rarely go onto Facebook to check my messages anymore. That's why down here I have these two like messaging apps. So I just open these instead, and I can just use that. I just almost open up my Facebook chats. I can use these as my Facebook Messenger. Avoid Facebook at all costs when you're working. Holy shit, that's such a big tip for myself. Do you have the thing installed, Harry? The Messenger app on your computer?
No.
You really damn should.
Yes, I do.
First of all, it doesn't have a white background, so it doesn't burn your eyes. And also, it doesn't distract you as much.
I don't care about the white background as much as you do, because I've been using like YouTube for like in white background.
Yeah, I've been using YouTube on white as well. I just never liked it because I don't turn on the lights, and so my eyes get like set on fire. Jalaris Studios says, been trying to consistently upload playthroughs of Minecraft Story Mode myself every Wednesday and Saturday. And I think it has increased my watch time, not by much, but it has. That's very interesting. I'm actually gonna type in your channel real quick, and might load it up in a bit. By the way, you ever animate with Blender? It's what I use. It seems everything on my end is crashing on me. It seems like Chrome has just crashed. I might have to exit that really quick. Hold on, I'm gonna get back to your chat in just a quick bit. Chrome has just crashed on me. Never mind, Chrome is still up. Will I ever animate with Blender? See, here's the thing. And Blender's a very interesting case. I'm not sure how much you know about 3D, but because I work in the industry, I'm pretty in tune with everything that's happening. So back when I started, 2013, I'm a little 13-year-old, and I'm thinking of doing 3D animation. I search up what program do people use to do 3D animation, and one of the most popular ones was Blender, of course, because it's free. So I go, oh, it's free, that's interesting. And the second one I saw was Cinema 4D. That costs like $1 million. Oh no, don't touch that. And so I got Blender, I downloaded it, and I started making some rigs, and I watched some Minecraft tutorials, you know, what to do, blah, blah, blah. And about a week in, I didn't like it. I found the interface was very confusing. It was very not user-friendly. The buttons on the keyboard were just, my hands didn't flow well on it. And it's just really personal preference for me, but I think the user interface thing is a big issue of Blender. And so that turned me off of Blender, because I just didn't like the interface. And I got Cinema 4D, and the interface of Cinema 4D and the user experience that I've had is so good. I went on like a marathon learning Cinema, because it just felt, I had such a good connection to the program. Sure. With Blender, the new Blender 2.8 update actually tries to resolve a lot of the user interface and user experience problems. And this is really good for, it's really good, and it's also potentially bad. It's really good because now new people who want to learn 3D animation, who didn't have access to the software before because they were too expensive and were turned off by the user interface of Blender, now can have a much easier to understand interface and a much better user experience, meaning they learn better and they can do more, and more people can get into it. That's good because you get more people, but it's also bad because the quality starts decreasing. Everyone starts thinking that they can do it, and they don't actually start learning how to do it, and they just end up making crap. You see that happening with Minecraft animations because somebody decided to make Minimator, which makes animating Minecraft really easy. And while the software itself can be really powerful, people abuse it and they don't try to learn it, and then they just end up making junk. I fear that that's what may happen with Blender, but I hope not. I see this as a potential really good gateway for people to start entering the professional industry and start actually doing some 3D work. Jalauer Studio says, thanks for replying to me, but by the way, can't stay long. I have to get some sleep. Just came back from a night shift. And yeah, even after using Blender for years off and on, I still have to look up certain keys. Yeah, I mean, that's with everything, really. Also, yeah, I understand if you're on a night shift. Feel free to just come back next week or whatever. And actually, no, the replays are always going to still be up, so you can always watch this afterwards. I think with every program, you start having to look up certain keys. I'm not sure. Let me think about that. Because, look, I used Premiere for... This is going to sound weird, but I've used Premiere for a year. Which is weird because I'm a professional film editor. So, like, what I edit with before, hilariously, I used iMovie. I'm not kidding. Anyway, Premiere, I'm never going to step away from Premiere because Premiere is the best thing I've used so far. I've only really used certain keys, and I can remember these keys very well. I rarely have to look up any keys for Premiere at all. I'm not sure how it is with Blender, because, like, usually the things that you have to look up are the things that you don't use often. Right? Like, look, let's say, let me grab some footage here. Okay, let's say I have this footage here. If I want to cut, it's not like I have to look up the shortcut for cut. I just hit cut and it cuts. Excuse me. But something like, how do I draw a circle on this footage, I might have to look up. Like, I know it now, but like a while ago I had to look it up. It's, even if I try to do it now, I remember it's under the generate tree. Yeah, here, circle. So I'd have to look that up if I didn't already. And you also have to consider, one more thing, is that everyone starts from 0, and everyone has no knowledge of 3D animation in the beginning, or 3D modeling, or 3D in general. I was actually having a discussion with Harry the other day on when I started realizing that I'm good at what I do. So if you go onto my Discord, and you can join my Discord through the description, by the way, there's an invite link there. People on Discord often ask me just technical questions, like, hey, Julian, I've got this SSS mask and it's not working. What'd I do? I'll say, do this, do that, and hit that. And they go, oh, it works. Amazing. Thank you. I go, yeah, no problem. The thing is, I never really considered when it started being a, oh yeah, all good, no problem. Because I feel like it's just yesterday that I was looking up tutorials on how to move something left. And then today, I'm teaching I'm teaching people how to use my SSS mask for my Minecraft rig. It's like, how did that happen within a snap of a finger? It's not like a sort of like soft transition between like, oh, I think I'm getting good now. I think I'm getting better. I think I can start teaching people. No, it was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm teaching people now. At one point, I don't know when, but I must have like snapped or something, and then I realized I can do it without the tutorials. And then that led me to thinking about tutorials, and essentially, here's how most people start. You watch the tutorials for what you need. So let's say I want to make a folded piece of cloth. I go to Google and I search Cinema 4D folded cloth tutorial. Enter, right? That's when you start. And then it's like folded cloth, fire, ball, ice, whatever. And you start watching a whole bunch of tutorials probably for like a year or two, right? And you start following the tutorials and you get really good at following tutorials. At a certain point, you're going to realize that you don't need to watch the tutorial, because making a folded cloth and making a folded pancake is in reality just the same technique. And when you realize that and you say, I don't have to watch that tutorial anymore, I can do it by myself, I think that's when you start transitioning. But you're not aware of that transition because you're going to try to start doing that folded pancake and it's not going to work. And you're going to have to look up tutorials again. But at a certain point, you're not going to need a tutorial. And I think it's after you've watched enough tutorials, that's when you start realizing it. Eric's going to have to leave for today. That's cool. Thanks for staying, man. Oh, dear. I've hit the wrong button. It seems my computer is really acting strange today. Like it usually does. Hey, is anyone still in the call?
I'm still in the call.
Okay.
Hi.
My computer seems to be having a really weird issue where, so I'm in Premiere right now, and the top window is supposed to be my like viewport so I can see what's happening. Nothing's happening. Discord's crashed on me, Chrome's crashed on me, and I can't save my files. I'm gonna maybe restart my file manager.
Okay.
Let me close off Photoshop so I can save some RAM here. I might actually have too much open at a time.
I see.
Whoa, okay, my entire... Hello, can anyone hear me?
Yeah, hi. What?
Yeah, my computer is just spazzing.
No.
Yeah, let me restart my Windows Explorer.
Yep.
What are you doing now, man?
Trying to get S rank in Aragami.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wait, S rank on normal mode?
Aragami. Easy.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, so this is odd. I'm having some technical issues right now. I'm not sure if the stream's even still up. I can't see the chat right now.
Still up. The stream looks like it's still up.
I'm gonna have to force quit a whole bunch of stuff. What is this green icon? There's something going on here. This is really weird. Alright, I'm having some problems with TeamViewer. That's so weird. That is weird. It says Chrome cannot open while TeamViewer is running.
Huh.
What? Is TeamViewer even running? Okay, TeamViewer is running. I'm gonna close off TeamViewer real quick. That's so strange. Alright, cool. My Discord's back. I mean, my Chrome's back. And I'm gonna restart Premiere as well. Hopefully I didn't lose too many people just then. Sorry about that. Minor issues, technical stuff. Oh, Premiere has crashed on me in a live stream. Special. Alright, Jalara Studio says, well, I think I'll have to bid goodbye to today. I hope things are going well for you, and sincerely, thank you for taking the time to answer my questions. Good luck with Levaslier. Thank you for joining the stream. TeamViewer is broken. I'm just going to ignore that.
Yep.
I'd love to bring up Jalara Studios. Yeah, you know what? Let me bring up Jalara Studios real quick. So this is the guy who's been leaving me comments. Let's go onto his YouTube really quick. I don't want to play any of his videos because I'd rather give him the views. So let's hold there. Oh, that scared me. Cool, so he does Minecraft story mode gameplay, as well as some animations. Animations, I'm presuming. I'll load up one of his animations on my other screen so I don't get hit with a copyright again. And I'll just give you some quick comments. I'm gonna load up Squid Attack Minecraft animation.
Huh.
Kokak Haha says, are you using lens flare? What do you mean am I using lens flare? On my Premiere right now, or I don't know what you're talking about, but I usually don't use lens flares. I've actually noted down lens flares as a big mistake. And you shouldn't use lens flares for your animations because most of the time you guys don't know how to use the lens flares properly and it becomes huge. So in my video, the 5 biggest mistakes that are killing your Minecraft animations, I noted down not to use lens flares. So probably I don't think I'm using lens flares in my animations. Oh, looks like I'm missing a few frames here. I might have to re-render that. That's odd. Yeah, I'm gonna have to re-render that. Let me note that down real quick. As usual, I have a document full of all my timings. You guys have seen this before. Let me get rid of that. That is mistimed. Alright, cool. So we're virtually done in After Effects and Premiere. I'm going to finish up my work in Cinema, and then I think we're going to hop onto Minecraft in a bit.
Great.
Andre actually said something earlier. She said, I believe this happened last stream as well, or was it different? Last live stream, I had a problem with the Cinema 4D. So, Cinema 4D had an update, R19.068 or something. And so I was like, oh, cool, 0.068, that adds some bug fixes. Yeah, sure, why not? So I updated it, and then I started the live stream, and at one point it started auto-saving. And I go, oh, okay, it's auto-saving. I'll just give it a second to auto-save, and I'll just AFK for a bit. And so it auto-saved, and I go, okay, we should be back now. ... We should be back now. ... And it was still frozen. I go, might have crashed. So I'll close it and I'll just reopen it. I didn't lose too much work, so whatever. Hey, Dampy Key has just joined the live stream. Welcome. What's going on? Would love to hear what you guys are doing and what you guys are up to and see how I can help with your animations as well. Anyway, we're talking about what happened last live stream and what problems I had because I ran into a technical issue. Anyway, so it auto-saved, and so I closed it because it crashed, and I reopened it, and it didn't save, and so I lost all my work. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. It wasn't too much work, so I just redid it. And then it auto-saved again, and it froze again. So I'm like, wait, what? And then at that point, I'm suspecting that there's something wrong with the saving. And so I go, okay, well, I'll just close it. And I reopened my file again, and I manually saved, and it crashed. So I'm like, can't save. That's a problem. And so I ended the live stream short. Next morning, I woke up, and I booted up Cinema on, like, a blank canvas, and I hit save, and it saved. So I'm like, okay, so it can save. What happened last night? And I created a cube, and then it crashed. So I can't save anything but a blank scene, which is, like, I can't work with that. So I go, oh, fuck, like, that's not good. I ended up having to reinstall an older version of Cinema, and so now I have R19.024 as opposed to 068. And in my head, I thought I'll just backlog it a little bit, and then I'll re-update back to the newest version. Problem is, I can't re-update. It's not letting me re-update now. So I'm stuck on 19.024, which isn't the world's biggest problem, but it's just like, why are you doing this? Like, out of all the things that could have happened, why is this happening? So, not too big a problem, but it's just annoying.
Like, really annoying.
Yeah. It's not like 0.24 is bad, and it's not like 0.68 is amazing. It's like, I don't see any difference. The bug that annoys me is still in all the versions anyway, so it's not like updating solves the bug that I need to be fixed. I hope R20 will actually fix the bugs that I need. Everything else seems to be set up properly. Good. Let's get Ziegler working. Hey, for once I'm actually getting work done in the live streams. Like, I'm really impressed with myself.
Oh.
Hey, can you check what the next topic down the list is? I'm actually really curious myself.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, hey, it's Angelo is in the live stream. I actually just got the email. Hey, watching your stream right now. I've replied back to the mail. Just a heads up. Okay, cool. Let me get to Hey, it's Angelo's email real quick. Hey, it's Angelo actually created a Minecraft rig for Cinema 4D. It's a paid rig, but he's gonna let me try it out for free just so I can give some of my comments. And so thanks for sending that in. I'm gonna load it up right now. Oh, I'm gonna download it first, and then I'm gonna load it up.
Okay, so next topic is overcoming adversity.
Yeah, this one's for you. I'm not gonna... Yeah. Hold up.
Is it?
Yeah. Cool. I'm downloading the rig right now. It's gonna take me a second. There we go. And then let me just do a quick check, and then I'll load it up. Let me, while that's doing its thing, I'm going to start working with Zebler. Zebler is my depth of field software because the default Cinema 4D depth of field cannot calculate transparencies. That means that his head, which is transparent, will not be blurred due to depth of field, and it's annoying. Anyway, 0 to 64 is the frames that I'm working with, so I'm just going to narrow my timeline to 0 to 64. And how Zebler works is that it's going to... Let me check that I'm not sure I'm using any cameras here. Okay, cool. So, as usual, the bottom window here is my... Whoops. The bottom window here is my camera. So, this is what the camera sees. Top window is where I'm working. So, here's what I see. With Zebler, you can make it generate these lines. Let me shrink these a little bit. It'll generate these lines from the camera. And the camera's invisible, but that's where it is. The white line is where it's in focus, and the blue line is where it's not in focus. And so you can fiddle around with these settings in the Zebler depth settings here with the fall-off graph and whatnot. And then in the preview, you just need to double-click this, and it'll show you what's in focus and what's not in focus. So black is not in focus. If I, say, moved it there, you're going to see a different image. See, white is in focus, black is not in focus. That's how Zebler works. Okay, so, cool. I'm going to open up Angelo's rig real quick. Let me create a new file for this. Whoops, where'd it go? Let's pop that in real quick. And there we go. So this is Angelo's paid rig. It's on version 3 right now, it seems. You can get it off of his Selfie. That's what I remember. Actually, let me pull up the link real quick so you guys can see where you can get it. Alright, cool. So there's his rig. It's a $10 plus rig, and it has a whole bunch of features. And what really caught my attention was that you have auto walk and see motion walk as well. I'll give my comments on that in a bit. It's not something that I use very often, but it's always cool to see people who have it. I'll post a link in the comments down right now, so if anyone wants to get the rig, there it is. It's in the link. Cool, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. I'm not going to go through in too much detail. I'm just going to go through the rig and what I have here. First of all, we'll go through your user data. Yep, that's cool. Basic stuff. I like that you have a body size and a head size on a different value. Because a big problem with the FMR rig is that once you scale the body size, the head size, like, you can't change the head size. Yep, second layer is a second layer. Cool, cool. You have a smooth edges option, not something that I use, but I see that, I know that a lot of people like this option as well with the FFDs. That's very cool. Smooth edges size. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Actually, if you smooth it very little like this, that would actually look really nice with some good SSS as well. Cool. We've got chest size, which I assume is the, yep. Waist size, waist curve is, okay, cool, cool. What's smooth bulge? Ah, yeah, this thing. Cool. So there's a whole bunch of features here. It's like the Anish Ridge wig. Look, in 2012 I did a live stream and I tried to say Anish Wig rig, and I said Anish wig rig, or something along the lines of that. Fucking 4 years later, and I'm still saying the same goddamn thing. I can't say the Anish Ridge rig. Anyway, that rig has a whole bunch of features, but the thing with that rig is you don't need all those features, and you should only get those rigs if you need the features. What is this? Smooth bulge. And then... Okay. I get you. That's cool. Okay. That's cool. I actually really like the arm taper look. I'm considering adopting this for myself later on. Cool. I feel like I should leave you to do a video showing all the features by yourself. So I'm not going to go through all your features. I'm just going to go through what I find interesting. So, good. You've got FK and IK switches, which is really good. We got enable right. Let me check out your fingers. Fingers are very interesting when it comes to Minecraft animation because nobody can get fingers right. I like your default pose for your fingers. Not bad. How do they open? Can I? Okay. Okay, I get you. Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, 2 for here, 2 for here, 2 for here, 2 for here. Cool. And then the thumb. The thumb is what I have the biggest problem with the FMR. Because the guy has a really long thumb. So you've got a normal sized thumb here. That's cool. What is that? Don't know what that is. Okay, that's cool. Still though, I'm wondering if any Minecraft rig can do a thumbs up. Because with this, you can't stick your thumb up or like out, I don't think. You can only stick it forward. But that's cool. At least your hand is better than a lot of other hands that I've seen so far. Ooh, rotations. Oh, okay. Good. You've got a... Okay, that's very interesting. I like what you've done here. You have a sort of like a wrist thing. Because the thing with Minecraft rigs, especially the FMR rig, is that if you guys know what a bicep curl is, you can't do a proper bicep curl with the FMR rigs because the wrist can't turn. And so the fact that you have a slider that changes which side the fingers face, that's really smart. I really like that. So you can do a bicep curl here. Imagine if he's holding like a weight and he's just curling it like that. See, traditionally, there's no way you can do that with the FMR. That's really smart. I really like that. Great job with that. Hey, D'Angelo says, I still have no tutorial on my rig, but soon I'll make one. Thanks for showing it on my live stream. It's all good. I like giving the community back what they've given me. And it's a lot of good feedback and work. Enable arm stretch. Yep, cool. Deformers, elbow goals. Cool. Oh, you have FK feet. What is ankle? Is that the bendy one? Yeah, cool. I'm not sure how well ankle works. I like how it looks. I have never used it in proper animations before, so I don't know how well it works. But if anyone does have experience using ankles, I feel like it could be a potential really powerful weapon. Because it's a lot easier to use than fancy feet, I feel. Also less buggier than fancy feet. FK feet. That's very interesting. Oh. That's nice. Cool. Leg stretch, leg deformers, nothing too special here. Okay. Enable cape. Cool, nothing special there. Alright, here's where it gets interesting. Enable auto walk. Let's see how this works. If I just check that, can I hit play and does he automatically walk? No, he doesn't. I must be missing something. Down here is just all the armor settings. I'm not going to care about the armor too much. Is there a thing down here that controls the auto walk? Let's see. Don't see anything there. Yeah, buddy, you're gonna have to walk me through how to use your auto walk, because I'm not really getting it. Yeah, I don't really get that. Also, just a quick tip, yeah? Oh no, okay, I see your C motions now. Just a quick tip. You should probably hide your expressos here and also name them. You can just do that and then right click add to layer and then just like go to your layers and like hide it, because having some expressors around, people can click on it accidentally and break stuff. That's just one quick tip. I see you got a C motion thing here. Let me just see how these work. Okay, that's cool. So you do have an auto walk. I'm gonna set them off of ankle really quickly because I feel like that's ruining something. Let's go back to fancy feet. Okay, cool. Yeah, so a while ago I made a tutorial on how to do a walk animation, and I mentioned that you should not use a walk cycle unless you're doing background characters. That applies for C motion as well. And this is what I mean. Because this walk animation is not the world's best walk animation. Like, you can see that there's... I can critique this a lot, right? Like, the feet's not bended, his chest is wiggling all over the place. So you would never use this for your main character's walk animation. But if he was in the background, and there were lots of them, which I can actually do right now, yeah, it would be very hard to notice. Let me do that right now for you. Let's make a crowd really quickly. Seems that I'm lagging like crazy. Don't know what's happening here. Is cinema lagging or is my computer lagging? What's going on? Seems cinema might have crashed on me for a second. Oh, there you go. I bailed out of it. Let me disable that really quick. The auto walk is a separate object. You can't seem to find the line on the floor. Go to... no, I know. Yeah, I know why I can't see the line. Because I've disabled a lot of stuff. I've disabled the grid and I've disabled the spline. Let me take it out of here first. Let's see. There should be a line. Let me enable nulls. There we go. Okay. So you're telling me to move this thing? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I see the auto walk now. I'm gonna have to turn off the C motion because that's gonna cause problems. Ah, that's very nice. Whoop. Okay. Hit undo there. Yeah. Again, it's not the best walk animation in the world. I see that you're using the same animation as the one in the C motion, which is completely fine if you're using it for background characters. But that's really cool. I always like seeing... You have a better... I think you actually have a better auto walk than Anish. Because Anish's just doesn't work for me. The walk itself is a bit wonky. But yours functions a lot smoother than Anish's does. That's cool. Rig notes. Oh, cool. So you got a whole bunch of stuff here. Nice. You have the search system that Anish has. That's good. Cool. I'm gonna see if I can put this back into the cloner because I want this to work. All right. Don't crash on me. There we go. Cool. So if you had like a crowd like that in the distance, let me check a random on this actually. So this is for you. If you want to learn how to make crowds, there you go. It's really fast actually. Let's grab some amograph random. Throw this as an... Hold on. Did it automatically do the effect? There you go. Effectors, and the random has already been applied. Cool. And what the random does is it randomly distributes where these clones go. Gonna hit no on the Y. It's not really affecting what I need it to affect. All right, whatever. I'll figure that one out later. With this though, I'll see if I can play it because it's gonna be a bit laggy. But if you had a bunch of background characters like that, and you're looking at them from this distance, your auto walk's gonna be completely fine because no one's gonna see how, like, no one's gonna critique your walk animation from this far away. It's like it's not happening. Okay, so it's not gonna play because my computer just can't run that many clones of it. That's fine. Anyway, I think the key features for your rig that stands out from any other rig, including mine, is your auto walk. Your auto walk and your C motion are very valuable for animators just because background animation can be done so much quicker. I think, actually, I'm going to definitely use your rig for background animation. I really like what you're doing for the hands. I especially, the big takeaway especially is, oh, hold on, I just noticed you have a null here. Oh, okay, that just moves the hand. Oh, okay, so theoretically you could just do that. Cool. I like how you did the fingers. They're a lot better than any fingers I've seen. I like the fact that you can rotate the wrist. That's a big takeaway. It's such a small feature, but I love it. You put in stuff like ankles and stuff as well. That's cool. What I think you should also add is take, like, literally steal this from me. I don't care. You can take my breathing animations and my, like, my auto breathe and my auto idle, because I just have that switch in my FMR animate. So go ahead and take that from me. I don't care. You can input that to your rig. So just have a switch for, so that when the guy's standing still, he's not frozen in time. He just wiggles a little bit more. I've actually haven't gotten a chance to explore your facial animation stuff yet, and I would love to if I can find the buttons for it, but I don't. So how does your face work? Oh, you have to click on the head. Okay. So you've got smoothing on the head there. Cool, cool. Eyebrows and monobrow. I might actually do some extrusions as well just to see how that works. Right? Shines. Okay, you've got the shines. Yeah, these are the Anish shines. Damn, that scared me actually.
Wait, what scared you?
I put on anime eyes, and I did not expect anime eyes. Monobrow settings. Eyebrow controls, eyebrow depth. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, you got all your controls here. I'm not sure if this is just me or not, but I feel like you should have your controls as a floating HUD that people can interact with. Because having to click in here and move these sliders around is very tedious. Yeah. So if you have all this set up, make a floating HUD for it instead. It might just be me and I can't see it. Ooh. Set a limiter there. Don't let that happen. Better set a limiter there so that doesn't go, or like change the value so that doesn't go as far. Do you have both eyes? Yep, good. Pupil controls locked. Ah! See, that, I think, should be on by default. Hey, what's going on, Psycho Passions? WTF is eyebrows. Yeah, so right now what I'm doing is I'm testing out a rig made by Hey, It's Angelo. I'm just seeing all the new features. Real quick, you should probably set, see this eyeball right here? You need to set it so that we can't do that. So just set a protection tag on it and make it so that the Z-axis is locked off. Or either locked off or make it limited so that I can't do that. Maybe make it so I can do that if for whatever reason I needed to do that. But like, there's no reason for you to be taking it out like so. Cool, let's continue going. Also, another quick preference thing I have. See how easy these are to click? Because there's just like a box. With the nulls, I have to click on this tiny little line here. That's annoying. Try to avoid that if possible. So don't use nulls, use actual boxes. That's gonna save people time. Are you looking at me dragging out his eyebrow, Harry?
No, I'm looking at you dragging out his eyeball.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Let's see how your mouth works.
My-
Mouth is a really hard thing to do. Whoop. Where'd it go? There it is. Manual mouth control. Okay, good. So you do have this here. That's the first thing I do. Sorry. Cool. You've got a rounded mouth. That's interesting. Real quick. Something very interesting that I found. I was rewatching Gods Don't Bleed by Dylan Gu, who's one of my favorite animators, and he's one of my childhood idols. What he has on his rig, and keep in mind he uses Blender, right? But on his rig, his mouth actually looks like that, and it's pushed in slightly. And it's very interesting, because when you look at it from an angle, you can kind of see it better. But somehow, I think the lips stick out a little bit. And it's really interesting how he does it. I really like your mouth. Your mouth is, like, if I render this, I can see it. With the FMR one, you can't really see it sometimes. I keep trying to look for your controls, but I remember that's not there. Let's see how, let's disable the manual mouth controls, and let's see how it works with your built-in controls. Okay, so you've got, yep, you've got the wide. I would limit that a little bit. You've got teeth. So with the teeth, I think you're using a cloner right now. I would thin those teeth. The teeth are not like that big, please. Let's continue going on with the mouth. See the hassle with not having controls, I have to click on it and scroll down every single time just to move the mouth. You've got the ups and downs, the wides, good. That's all you need for doing a good mouth move. Expressions, smile.
I'm gonna wait.
Wait, just wait for it. Let's wait for it, man. You're gonna see something great.
Yeah. I believe.
The stars in his eyes just adds to it. So, I'm not intentionally... Look, don't look at this and then think, oh, he has a really buggy rig. No, because if you're doing this, you're a bad animator. Don't do this. It's not the rig's fault that it's all bugging out. It's me being dumb. So, don't look at this and think that is a bad rig. It's just me bugging this out as much as I can. I like that you have a mouse position slider. Yeah, this is really important. I don't have this yet.
Yeah,
I need this.
I like... I really like this mouse.
So I'm just gonna look for all the ways to bug it out.
Yeah, I know.
He looks like an insect. Oh, hold up. I just realized that you have a slider for teeth to make it flat. Yeah. Okay.
Huh.
Your flat teeth has a better length than like that. But like it's a bit thick. And the flat one it's just, yeah, it's flat. If you can make it rounder and not as thick, I think that'll be a lot better. Personal preference right there. Mouth inner static texture. Okay, so if it's not static, what is it? Oh, you mean there. Okay. Mouth front stretch. Wait, hold on. By the way, I added more settings in the mouth in version 3 so you can change like teeth and gaps. Yeah, I just realized that. Cool. I just thought of something. If I do the manual mouth controls, let me shut his mouth really quick. And I go like this. Let me deselect everything that I don't need here. Hold on.
Let me wait for you. What you're doing? Yeah.
He looks like a bird. Yeah, he looks like one of those old like Chinese comic book characters. Holy shit!
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for this.
The fact that I'm able to do this shows how powerful your rig. Dude, this is powerful. No, I'm goofing off, but this is really powerful. Like, the fact that you can do this is really good.
I understand.
Like, I'm not even kidding.
I know, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. I really like this feature. Personally, I really like how this works. It's pink.
Newt says Andre. Okay. SCP-049. I have a lot of fun messing with your facial features. That's really powerful. Mouth. Okay. Mouth stay at top. Disable your manual settings. Okay, that's cool.
Now it's 0949.
Sharp mouth? Jesus Christ. Okay, that scared me.
Wait, what?
Oh, cool. Mouth bool type. What?
Oh.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Not sure why anyone would need that, but that's interesting. Yeah, I like that option. Cool. Oh, good. You have controllable... Yeah. Oh! I'm sorry. You can change the depth of the teeth. I just noticed. Okay, that's really cool. Yeah, so... Let's make these flat. Oh, no. Depth just moves it in and out. Okay, cool. Never mind. I lost it. Where is it? Cool. Oh, cool. You have the jaw from FMR. Cool. Yeah, this causes problems with some of the textures. I realized this with FMR as well. You're just gonna have to fiddle with the UVs a little bit for that one. I know how to fix that because I fixed it myself. Oh dear. Seems it was at 50 before. Cool, you've got some more eyebrow color settings and enable moving parts texture. Oh, okay, I know what that is. It's not gonna be noticeable on your skin, but on another skin, I totally see it. Yeah, I don't like that, but yeah, good to see that's there. Cool, so yeah, this is like, I think this is kind of like a discounted, not discounted. This is kind of like a, an Anish Ridge, but not made by Anish Ridge, and it's a lot simpler. That's not a bad thing. In fact, that's a really good thing, because the Anish Ridge has a whole lot of stuff that you don't need, and it's completely unnecessary. That's not saying the Anish Ridge rig is bad, it's just that a lot of stuff no one will ever need to use. Real quick, the hand controller here, lock it off to the hand so that I can't move it there and lose it. That's, yeah, see, like, yeah, that happens. Yeah, just do that. If you have a problem with the thing expanding, like that bug, I've done a video on how to fix that already. So if you're building a rig, lock that off to the hand, just so nobody loses it. I don't want to peep through too much of your user. I'm not gonna peep through your user data too much. Because I don't want to do that on the live stream for everyone to see. I'm gonna go through your user data myself just to have a look at what you've done, because a lot of the stuff I really like. Overall, I really like your rig. If I had to give it a rating, it'd be a straight up A, man. Like, this is an A-rate rig. The FMR5 default is like a C, so you can use that as a comparison. Yeah. Great work, man. Great work. Thanks for sending it in. Hope you enjoy the little shout out that I gave you. Again, the rig, you can download this rig for anyone who's wondering. You can download the rig in the link that I'm posting in the comments right now. Really good rig made by Angelo. Or, hey, it's Angelo. Cool. What time is it? How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for... Oh my goodness. I need to get things done in half an hour. I want to render this by tonight. I probably won't have time to play Minecraft. Like, that's a very high likelihood. Which is fine, because this isn't a Minecraft stream anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's start messing around. Let me get some water real quick. Have I gone through all the topics yet?
Have you went
of the live stream?
Have you went through overcoming?
Yeah, I haven't even gone through overcoming adversity. Also, Harry, you've gotten really soft all of a sudden.
Have I?
Yeah, really soft.
It's because I lowered. It's because I lowered my volume a bit.
Sounds like you lowered it by 10 times. Way too soft.
Did I? I lowered it by like 5%. Give me a bit.
Yeah, up it a little bit.
Yep. What about now?
Say something?
Now?
Louder.
Now?
Yeah, that's good. I'll just up you in OBS. Oh, dare. I seem to be loud as fuck. Okay, cool. We're good. Everything's good. Now, the next topic down the list on the live stream stuff is overcoming... Ouch. I pulled my earphone out of my ear, sorry. Overcoming adversity, dealing with passive-aggressive people in authority. Okay, so I'm sure that everyone here has had to deal with a certain someone in a higher position than them that they don't want to deal with. So this could be a teacher, a lecturer, a parent, or a boss, where they're just not doing something, or you're having some sort of contradiction. What's a very common thing? I'm thinking of the most common contradiction you could have. So, a confrontation, rather, not contradiction. So let's say you're really damn busy making a living. Okay, so I know this concept might be a bit unfamiliar for the people watching the stream, but let's say, for example, that you have to animate every day to earn money. And if you animate for 8 hours, you get $100, right? Let's say, for example, it's like that. And then you also need to do schoolwork. So you have to find time to do schoolwork, but you need the $100 to stay alive. If you don't have $100, you die, okay? So you go to school and you say to your lecturer, hey, I need to spend 8 hours doing this. That's not enough time for me to do that. Can I get some sort of, can I get some sort of, like, postpone thing at the cost of some mark deduction, right? So it's like a benefit and a negative. And they go, no, you better get your work done. I don't care if you die. Right? I'm sure that, like, that's a very exaggerated situation, but I'm sure we have to deal with people like that, right? How do we deal with them? That's the biggest situation. So, Harry, give me an example of something like that you've been through. If you care to share.
Not that I've been through. Wait, actually, I'm not sure if it's similar.
You can say it. We can just run through it. If you want to.
No, it's not even about me. It's about someone else. I'm not sure if he or she wants it to be shared. So no.
Okay, cool. That's fine. So I have a friend who was doing some work just at a company, and he was talking to his friend there who's also he's at the lowest rank. There's another girl there who's also at the lowest rank, and they keep on talking with each other. And some of the higher-ups have been complaining that they spend too much time talking together. And then eventually, I guess he didn't do anything about that, and he just let it keep going on. Eventually, the higher-ups got a note of this, and because they only heard the perspective of, like, the people above my friend, they never asked my friend directly. He ended up getting fired from his job because of a misunderstanding. And how this relates is that in his position, he had people above him who was making fun of him and mocking him for something that they assumed was true, right? Or that because they thought that this dude was spending too much time talking with his friends than actually getting work done. And also considering that this person that my friend was talking to was female, they also assumed that he was hitting on this girl. And so I assume that while reporting him to the higher ups, they said that he was flirting too much with this other girl, and he wasn't, or that he was being inappropriate in the workplace, right? Because he was hitting on girls. How to stop this? The advice that I gave him, or that I should be giving him, is that if you know that someone's talking shit about you, and they're assuming something about you that isn't true, you should not be taking it and leaving it as is. If a bully is bullying you and you ignore the bully will still be a bully. You can choose to fight the bully if you can directly, right? But nobody wins like that because you're both going to get in trouble. Or you can report him to the higher ups, right? That solves some of your issues.
Right.
Doing nothing is the worst thing you can do. Sitting there and taking it is even worse than that. If someone says something to your face, right? If someone calls you a dickhead in front of you, right? Like, you can take it and ignore it if it's just like the one-time thing, right? Maybe he's just being a dickhead and he's calling you a dickhead, right? Whatever. If he calls you a dickhead every single day, over and over and over, consider going up to him, saying, stop. Like, just stop. Honestly. What have I done to deserve this? You know, like, why are you treating me this way? Most people aren't being aggressive or mean to you because they're aggressive and mean. There's usually something else happening. If you talk to someone about it, talk to the bully about it, like, why are you doing this, bro? Usually, they'll be very understanding and they'll open up. And they'll talk to you about it. And you reach a mutual understanding of each other. And the bullying will stop. Because nobody wants to be the goddamn bully. Like I said this before and I'll say it again. Bullies aren't born, they're created. They're shaped by their surroundings and how they grew up. Something bad must have happened to them for them to become a bully. If you speak up to them and you understand why they're doing this, and they understand what you're doing, there's no more misunderstandings, and you guys reach a level of connection whereby you don't want to be mean to each other. If that doesn't work, now they know that you're aware of it, right? Now they know that you're going to fight back and you're not going to sit there and take it. If it keeps on escalating, you're going to have to keep on escalating. If it goes from them calling you a dickhead to them punching you, you better start learning how to fight back. Like, it's never you that's engaging them, it's always you responding to what they're giving. Like, their bullying that they're pushing towards you. But sitting there and taking it as the bullying increases more and more makes you look like the victim. And the bully always wants to target the weakest victim. So if you're under a target of being attacked by someone, don't sit there like a sitting duck. It's time to fight back. Like, don't punch him in the face. Talk to him. Reach a mutual understanding. The pacifist route here is always the best option because it's a good ending for everyone, right? If that doesn't work, you better learn how to fucking fight back. That you have to deal with bullies this way. That's just how reality works. So that's the advice that I should have given him. I went a bit kind on him the first time, but if he watches this video, I'm gonna like surely let him know the real words there. But yeah, sometimes won't work because you have a boss. You can't tell if the boss is bullying you. You can't tell the boss to stop because the boss will fire you, right?
Just fucking, I guess.
That's when you have to talk to them and reach a mutual understanding. The boss, like, again, most people don't want to be mean to you. If you talk to your boss and you say, hey man, I'm not really liking the situation right now, can we talk about this? Usually, they'll be like, yeah. If they're not like, yeah, consider why you're working for them in the first place. I would imagine that you're not working a very happy job, right? If that's the situation.
Right.
I'd consider changing or looking for an alternative job. Money don't make you happy. Happiness makes you happy. And you want to be happy in life. money could make you happy, but like you gotta find alternate ways to keep yourself happy, right? And working at a really bad job, even if you're earning good money, if it doesn't make you happy, I would consider looking for a different job. That's just me. We're 1.5 hours into the live stream. Hold up. My Windows seem to be lagging here. Ryan SK is in the live stream. What's going on, man? It's been a long time.
He's going back to
Ryan SK is one of my mates, by the way. Yeah, no, Ryan goes back to Canada the same time I go back to Hong Kong, or like a few days before I go back to Hong Kong, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, 2 days. Yeah.
We need to find a time to. I almost said hook up. I mean, we need to find a time to meet up, not hook up. In the future, one day.
Gay.
Not one gay, one day.
Sorry.
You're one gay.
No. No, you.
Let's add this to the render key. Oh, cool. It seems there's only one more topic left to go through. Ryan SK says feels bad, man. Yeah. How unfortunate. How unfortunate. I sound like the girl from Five Nights. How unfortunate.
Next summer, man. Next summer.
Yeah, next summer. I'll probably be back next summer. I don't know. Because I'm graduating and I don't know what I'm doing next. All I know is that I'm going to try to build TeamWnJ over here. Like, everything else that comes after, I'm still a bit confused. Honestly.
Right.
There's a topic that Andre wanted to go through in the live stream, and that's the final topic. It's what I do when I relax. What do I do to relax, and when do I relax? It's very common to see me as the type of workaholic that has like an unlimited amount of like mana for work. Do you see me that way, Harry?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. It's a very common way to see
always.
me, just because of the way I portray myself and the way I speak to people and whatnot.
Yeah.
Much as I would love for that to be true, it's not. I do have a limited stamina of how much I work, and I do feel burnout. Actually, right now, I'm going through a burnout. If you go through last week's live stream and compare it to this week or the week before's live stream, you can hear that the tone of my voice sounds a lot like this, rather than when I usually do a live stream and I'm more energetic, and I'm actually like, you don't see this. I'm moving my hands around as I'm talking because I'm really energetic and I'm really pumped to explain what I'm talking about. Last week I was just kind of talking like this and it was pretty boring. So last week was my recovery. Was my burnout recovery. Was my burnout. This week was my recovery. Burnouts are natural. And here's the thing. When you're trying to get something done, like me, I'm trying to get Levaslier done. It's not about your technical skill of how you can do stuff, because you can always learn that. What you can't learn is hunger. And I don't mean physical hunger as in like your stomach hunger. I mean the hunger for success. How hungry are you for success? How far would you go to reach success? And hunger is a really good word, because I am starving, absolutely starving, to see Levaslier take off. And I'm really putting 110% of my effort into making this work. And because I'm so hungry, if I don't eat a little bit, just like a snack, and treat myself, I'm going to die. Right? That's how life works. If you're hungry and you don't eat, you die. And so the big goal, the big meal, like the big $100 steak at the end of the road is Levaslier's success. The little chips and foods and like Coca-Cola along the way, those little treats, that's what keeps me going. Those are how I combat the burnout. I need to treat myself with something that is completely unrelated to Levaslier every now and then. That being said, though, you can't fall into the trap of eating junk food and then getting lost and like just going on a different trail and forgetting about your end goal. That's why I set many tiny little goals. You see how I break down my Levaslier prologue. The prologue itself is 6 minutes, but yet I've broken this down into 16 different chunks, right? Each chunk is one file. Why do I do this? Because after every chunk is my chance to relax. And then I go again, and it's my chance to relax. And so I get to relax for short bursts of time often. Because the time it takes for me to get from 15A down to 15L might be a week. And then in between this, I'll take a day off. And then 16 to 16E, I'll just go again. Right? And those little breaks are my little snacks. You need to set short-term achievable goals that you know you can hit. And you know you can see it right there, right? It's like right around the corner. You can hit it. You take a small break and you treat yourself small little treat and you don't get obsessed with it, right? You take a small break. Maybe for me it might be as short as like an hour or half an hour. For sometimes it could go in as long as a week, but most of the time it's not. It's like a short break, right? A day break. Next day is when you start your hard work again. You work for a whole week straight, but you see the next short-term goal. You work for a whole week straight, day break. Whole week straight, day break. And for the breaks themselves, do something completely unrelated, or try to do something completely unrelated to your work, but still makes you happy. See, the thing is, animating Levaslier makes me feel really happy. I'm always energized, and I always want to animate Levaslier. So this is like a hobby as much as it is a job for me. That being said, though, building in Minecraft is my break. Because Far Reach City, which is a city that we're building right now, right? If you've seen the live streams of us building, we're building the snowy city. It's called Far Reach City. You're not going to see that till the later episodes. And so it's not on the priority list at all. It's like way far down. But I'm still doing it. It doesn't directly affect what I'm doing now. I'm still doing it just as a way to chill off. Harry and I will log on to Minecraft. We start building stuff because it's fun. You know, I might jump into Minecraft survival mode, just have a little fun by myself. And that'll be like a day. I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I got my little bit of fun. Time to get back to work. Time to stay serious. Time to finish Levaslier. And when you do something completely unrelated, but fun and energizing, that keeps you ready for the next week. Energizing is a keyword that I forgot. If it gives you energy to continue, that's a good break. If you take a break and you feel even more drained, that's not a good break. You need to take a break and do some activity that's fun, engaging, and energizing. That makes you want to work for the next week. That makes you strive for that next break. And if you can do that and you can repeat that cycle over and over and over, you can combat burnout. That's how I would do it. That's how I do it. Cool. That was the last topic. I hope Andrea got that one, because she was asking about that as well.
Ah.
Yeah, burnout is actually a big problem that I had to face for the longest time, because I would work on something for years and then I would just go, because I worked straight like years without taking a break, and at the end I'm just like, and I take like 6 months off and I never touch it again. But you can't do that. Right. You can't take such a long break. You have to keep doing stuff. Yeah.
It's a big problem that everyone needs to.
Yeah, for sure.
Combat. And not everyone knows how to do it.
Yeah, because like most people don't think about it. See, here's the thing. It's like when you're burned out, you don't want to work, right? And so you just avoid work in general. That's completely normal. Yeah. And then when you do find the energy to work, you're really energized and you're like, oh, this is going to keep me going forever. I can keep going. And you don't think, when do I burn out? And you don't end up doing the research. And so you miss that chance to learn about how to combat burnout. And it just completely goes by you.
Yeah.
And that happened to me so much times. Like, I feel like I can keep doing Levaslier nonstop. I know I can't. I know that I have to take a break. I feel like I can keep going. So it's good that I've learned how to deal with it, so I don't have to actually deal with it when I know how to deal with it when it actually happens, rather.
Right.
I think it's especially important for animators as well, considering how long it takes to make one animation. Like, you need to know how you can keep... Like, I hate it when I start an animation, you just stop halfway through because it takes too much time. Hate that so much. We're looking at scene 3B right now. 64 to 96. Frame 64 to 96. Oh. I might actually be able to get this done. I'm very impressed with myself. This is the most productive fucking live stream I've ever done. Oh no, I made a mistake. Damn it. Whatever, it was a small mistake. I can fix that. For anyone wondering what I'm doing right now, I'm saving each individual camera angle here. So I have 3A, 3B, 3C, and 3D. Each of these will be saved into their individual files, and then because those all have the Ziebler data on them, and I'm adding all those files into a render queue, like so. And when I go to sleep, I'm just gonna hit render, and it's gonna render throughout the night while I sleep. And that's a very good way of optimizing time, because if you're not gonna be using the computer better be using itself, just getting something done. What I forgot to do here was actually make the multipass post effects for Ziebler. Let's save that. Cool. Ryan SK says, I'm gonna go pack my luggage, have fun. Alright, yeah, see ya, man. Have a safe flight. Real quick, just an update on Levaslier stuff. All the scenes for the prologue have actually been sent back from me from the secondary animation team. And so now I just have to touch it up just like a tad bit more and we're good to go. Like, this file is untouched by me. The secondary animation team did a really great job with this, with scenes 1, 2, and 3. And so I can just render those straight out of the box. They've done a splendid job. (3C) is 96 to 144. Okay, cool. 96 to 144 is just the end. What? 96 144 camera 3C. Again, I'm exporting these as PNG sequences instead of an MP4 because I can pause a PNG sequence in the middle of its render and resume it later on if I needed to. Let's check how the Z-blur is working on here. Not very well. I wonder how many people have actually started using Z-blur after watching my videos. Z-blur is a really useful plugin. Oh dear, I'm out of water. What time is it? Oh, it's almost time to end the live stream. I'm gonna try to finish up my work
12,
here just
yeah.
so people can see what it's like to finish off stuff.
Yep.
I might actually be able to finish work off. Isn't that interesting?
Nice.
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna realize I've made like 10 mistakes though, but whatever.
Yep.
Cool, and we are on the final camera. 3D. Let's get this done. I can't tell where the focus on this is supposed to be, but I'm pretty sure it's... I might be able to do a rack focus to the castle. Actually, I'll just keep the focus on the castle, that's fine. And the castle is actually really far away. Whew. Yeah, it's out of my maximum range. There we go. Let's see how that looks. It actually does look like everything is in focus. I feel like maybe some foreground blur would help. Let's try that. And so anyone who's using ZBlur, this is like probably going to be my final little lesson in today's live stream. ZBlur fall-off graph, the top is blurry, the bottom is not blurry. This is the start, this is the first point, right here, 0, 0. This is the end, that's the last point. And so you can imagine how this graph works. I might have to really nail down this number here. Let's see how that looks. There we go. That's very interesting. Yep. I feel like it's lacking a bit of forest over there, but I can get away with that. There isn't any forest. I know there isn't any forest there in the actual world itself. Cool, so ZBlur's all set. I don't think it moves too much. That's good. ZBlur's set. The frames do not change, but the name does. Well, double check those frames real quick. Timing. Yeah, the frames stay the same. Name has been changed. Depth has been changed. Everything else is set. Save and add to render queue. And that's my work done for today. Well, what are the odds that I would actually finish my work in a live stream? Great. Cool, and I think that gives us a perfect time to actually wrap up the live stream as well. It's yeah, it's about time on my end. Let me load up my scripts and whatnot. Okay, cool. Hold up real quick. Kokak Haha says Cinema 4D R14 can install ZBlur. First of all, why are you using R14? And second of all, yes, I believe you can install ZBlur. You can just Google up ZBlur and you should be able to install it. But it's very useful. I don't know why you're using R14. But yes, I believe you can. So let me actually start wrapping everything up now. For anybody who's new here, I make animation tutorials every Monday, special content on Wednesday, and live streams on Thursday. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay notified. I'm a YouTuber who's trying to influence and change Minecraft animations for the better while working on my own animated series, Levaslier. If you want to join the community of survivalists, the doors to our Discord channel are always open. Check the description for details. If you're interested in supporting us, we also have a Patreon set up. Patreon is a platform that allows you to pledge an amount to donate to us every month. This isn't a one-sided pledge, as Patreon supporters will get cool rewards like behind-the-scenes footage, early access to new episodes of Levaslier, exclusive renders, and even one-on-one sessions with me. If you'd like to support us via Patreon, check out patreon.com/TeamWnJ. That's patreon.com/TeamWnJ. And with that said and done, I'm wrapping up the stream. Cheers!